Martial arts training in the car, Matt in the car, day 2. And today's topic, I wanted to explore a little bit of my journey, tell a little bit of a story of why I chose Japanese Jiu-Jitsu over Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu first. Then later I pursued a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt after I achieved some rank and some experience in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. So little did most people know that even though the bulk of my training first was in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, I actually did start off with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I was at a Royce Gracie affiliate back in 1996, or I'm guessing 96, 97, because right after I graduated in 95, went to college briefly, came back, started doing Jiu-Jitsu, and I went to this Royce Gracie affiliate, and it was I've been there for maybe a year or so. I really can't remember. I was the annoying, wrestling, aggressive 18-year-old douchebag. That was me as a youth. I had a lot of anger, a lot of angst. I got in trouble in college. I kind of was on the wrong path, and Jiu-Jitsu martial arts really slapped me in the face and got me home. Got me to where I am today. And so I'm so thankful for that journey, because not martial arts, the person I would probably be is just not a good person. So thanks for martial arts, and you martial artists out there can probably share that feeling with me, that there's this thing that we connect to in this thing that we do that ultimately saves us, makes us feel at home. I don't know, safe. I don't know how to say that. Your ability to, I feel more comfortable in the world and environment. When I didn't have martial arts, I just felt I was in raging chaos, and I just didn't know how to, I don't know how to say it. I was a problem, plain and simple. But so I actually started off with this Royce Gracie gym, loved it, but I was an annoying wrestler kid, and I was also doing Bondo, Burmese kickboxing at the same time. So I was there probably 2-3 days a week in reality, because I was also going to the other school. And there was a Holker Gracie seminar coming up. I had gone to a seminar with Royce and Holker, I forget which timeline it is, but I'm 90% sure it was Holker Gracie who I did this to. So Holker Gracie seminar, and they are now, Holker's about to demonstrate a guillotine choke from an attempted tackle or attempted double leg takedown. And the instructor, knew that I wrestled and had volunteered me to be the uke, as, to demonstrate, to have basically to be guillotine choked, because I was that annoying wrestler kid. Well, my fucking aggressive dumbass decided to actually double leg Holker Gracie, and that did not go over well. I got yelled at by Mr. Holker Gracie. He was not happy with my behavior. I felt very embarrassed. I felt ashamed, and I fucking quit, plain and simple. I finished that seminar, and I never walked in that door again. It was quite an embarrassing time for me. I didn't mean to do it. I was that guy. I got a little bit of aggression sometimes. I couldn't help it. I tempered it, but back then, 18 years old, full of piss and vinegar. What do you expect? So I then went on a mission to try and find another jiu-jitsu school. Well, I was also doing Bondo and Burmese kickboxing around the same time, and I actually snapped my ankle sparring. It was actually a summer day. We were outside. I wore my old wrestling shoes, because we trained on a hardwood floor back then. And I wore my wrestling shoes during training, and we were outside, and the hot pavement, rubber shoes, throwing a kick, foot didn't want to move, ankle snapped. So I had to actually take about a 2-3 month break from martial arts for that to heal. And right around that time was when I saw the news that Royce Gracie was just defeated by Waleed Ismail, a very famous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. Excuse me, sorry about that. Hey, listen, we know it's the Reigns, okay? I fucking love these things. Reigns sponsor me. I don't have that many followers yet, but come on. I do good work, maybe. All right. So seriously, excuse me. I see this news that Royce Gracie is defeated by Waleed Ismail, and I was just like, wow, it's so cool. And then I was always searching for jiu-jitsu schools, always searching for martial arts training. I happened to see this town, or a town next over, had this guy named Waleed Islam. And if anybody who are from Connecticut, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it was not the Brazilian fighter who had defeated Royce Gracie. It was a very large man who was an American kickboxer, a small circle jiu-jitsu, boxing, and he had like two guys, I can't, Sensei Angel and I forget the other guy's name, but they're Golden Gloves boxers, karate guys, and small circle like jiu-jitsu. So when I first talked to Wally, I was really impressed because he was a fighter type of guy, and that I instantly said, you know what, I didn't want to go back to Bondo. It was cool, but it really wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for fighting. And Wally was awesome at that. He did a lot of mitt work with me, tons of training, really helped me develop a skill, develop some toughness, and he also fed my anger. Now, the downfall about Wally, he was a very aggressive man himself. And we used to spar. He used to say, Matt, if you don't try to knock me out, I will knock you out. And that did happen. I actually had to go, you know, I'm gonna go into some stories. I don't want to, but it was not a all-around good experience towards the end. So Wally was not the solution to my jiu-jitsu problem. And as always, I was hunting and looking to see what jiu-jitsu training was out there. I really wanted to do jiu-jitsu. And then I saw a site pop up. It was called Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu. That I said grappling and self-defense. Well, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to keep striking, but I also want to learn some grappling and self-defense. Let's fucking go. So it happened to be in my old hometown that I grew up in Berlin, Connecticut, that they were sharing a Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu was sharing space with a Taekwondo school. And I saw the first session, and when they were rolling, grappling at the end, I saw now one of my very good friends and teachers at the school, Sensei Kenny, as well as Sensei Scuba Steve or Steve. They were rolling. They were having their match at the end of the night, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was watching throws. I was watching takedowns. I was watching wrestling. I was watching groundwork. It was all happening together. I was like, what is this shit? This is not BJJ. This is not. What are you doing? And it was Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Now, little did I know that Kenny also wrestled at the same high school I wrestled. He's graduated 2 years before me. Scuba Steve, he wrestled another school the town over and graduated a couple years before. And Kenny and Steve actually wrestled against each other in high school. Steve was also judo black belt, and Kenny's mother was a famous judo champion. So he had done a ton of judo training as well. And so not only were they displaying jiu-jitsu, but they had a shit ton of other grappling experience. And me recognizing the wrestling and all the integration, I was so excited. And I was like, sign me up. I'm in Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu, hook, line, sinker. And that was a really special time for me. And I was like, it took about 7 years of my black belt in Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu, but obviously it's something that I've been involved with forever. The first tattoo I put on myself was Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu. It is like my cornerstone almost. It's like, if you look at the Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu charts, for me, those are like the major concepts of martial arts are contained in those charts. And I just had a big love for it and developed this big combative sense. I think ultimately what drives me in martial arts is not sport, even though I competed in sport until I had this very serious neck injury. I competed in sport because I wanted to challenge myself, and briefly I did want to have I wanted to be an MMA champion. I wanted to be a fighter. That's what I really wanted to do. But I just love combat. I just love the study of combat. I love fighting, and I don't know what it is, but I love martial arts. So the Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu was really a great way to explore it in depth. And So for those of you out there who actually had the opportunity to go to a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu school, there's many variations. Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu is actually let's call it an offshoot of Danzan-ryu, Daito-ryu, and Zen-Budo-ryu, which is, I don't even need to go into history. If you're a geek out there, you can go study. But it is a very powerful system, and that was meant for all-around combat. So my point is, if you guys have an opportunity to explore Japanese Jiu-Jitsu school in your area, and you'll know what I mean, if they're good or not. You'll walk in there and you can kind of, I'm never talking shit about any martial arts school, so please don't take, if you are a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu school teacher out there or students, will never take this wrong. But I've definitely seen Japanese Jiu-Jitsu taught the wrong way. And listen, sometimes you can take a martial art as an art form, as a physical practice. It's like going to the gym, right? It's like learning how to dance. You're never gonna fucking learn how to dance to fight, but you're not gonna, you know what I'm trying to say. But so some people train martial arts as an art form, as an activity, and there's fucking nothing wrong with that, and I applaud that. You should do that, but treat it and recognize it as such. But there's also people who train like myself for martial arts for combat. Whether it's sport, street, survival, doesn't matter. It's for combat. And when you're looking for that, you're hunting for that. And if you are, you're probably on the right channel. if you're looking for combat, it's your responsibility almost to find the right school that teaches you the right combat you're looking for at the level you need it. Let's say you're looking for combat, you go to MMA gym, and it's just a bunch of fucking young 20-year-olds who want to whoop the shit out of you. It's not the right place for you. You know, or you go to a BJJ school and all they do is, you know, sport-based grappling. That's not the right place for you. I know there are like diamonds in the roughs out there. You got to find them. Some of you guys have asked me a lot, Matt, do you guys have a gym somewhere else? Matt, do you have a gym somewhere else? No, we don't. If someone wants to open and become a TRITAC school, well, I know there's a lot of requirements that would need to be met. That being said, I do work with a lot of coaches, teachers, students remotely, people who want to learn the TRITAC system, learn the methods, or better I should say, they want to use the TRITAC system to better themselves as martial artists. For example, I work with a few martial arts coaches who have schools, and they're not required to fucking use my name. They use my curriculum, they use information, I give them tips, I give them a video review, all that stuff. But I never ask, like, all of a sudden they need to be TRITAC. I really honestly don't give a shit about that. If I'm serving you as a martial artist, I'm helping you as an instructor, helping you as a coach, serve your students and help them become better martial artists, man, that's epic for me. That's all I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm hoping that you guys watch these channels and experience where I have what we do with TRITAC, that you get inspired, that you want to go out there and train, that you find the right training. And if you can't find the right training, send me a message, reach out to me. Maybe I know someone, or maybe I can help you. There's a lot of things I do for people in a lot of different ways, online, local, whatever. I love helping people who want to better themselves from martial arts. That is ultimately my mission. So thanks for watching again, guys. If you're new to this channel or just checking out the video for the first time, yeah, throw a like, throw a subscribe. I appreciate it. I'll see you later. Martial arts in the car, Matt. In the car, day 2. Success, I think. We'll see what happens.